Hey everybody, welcome back to the episode on Mighty Mile Shop Creations. Today I'm going to be showing you some more progress on my 1958 Plymouth Fury to DeSoto Fireflite conversion. So, without further ado, let's roll the intro. Alright, so first off, I'm going to show you some not older stuff, but some stuff that I've done in the past in case you're a new viewer. So this is the engine. I assembled it and I scratch built that little air filter because I looked up pictures online and that's kind of the shape that it resembled, so I tried my best to replicate it accurately. Another thing that I did that was kind of old, I did a while ago, was I puttied the trunk and I put a thick piece of plastic and I used a band-aid technique. It holds it in there really sturdy and strong. It's not coming off anytime soon. And then after that, I made a list so I could keep track what I was going to do. So, I mean, the data is a bit old now since, you know, I've been planning this for a while. It's going to take a while. This build's going to take a long time. But, so, I did putty the car and I sanded the putty and I cut out the trunk. I'll show you that in a moment. I'm actually currently cutting tubes and trunk hinge holders, same with the door hinges. I'll show you that too. And then I got to epoxy them in, test fit. I did the interior assembly, I'll show you that. And then I got to test fit the interior door fitment, which is, I'll show you. It's basically the interior door fitment between that and the door, because you have to get it at a spot where it lines up with the interior and the body all square and flush where it fits correctly. So that's also going to be a job that takes a long time. Actually, I did it on one of my doors for a past project, my vacuum car. So if you want to check that out, you should. Double check everything, assemble the rest of the model, get decals made, custom decals so I can put the Fireflite emblem on the rear tail fin. Let's see. Pick out paint colors. I have an idea. I'll pop them up on screen right now. It's kind of like a pink salmon-y color with a black two-tone and a light gray interior. I wanted it to be like kind of, what's it called? Unique, because it's a unique model. There are no DeSoto Fireflite model kits that you can buy from what I know. Organize into paint groups, tape off, two-tone, test fit doors again, and build the rest of the model accordingly, which is just, again, building the rest of the model accordingly. So that's the boring stuff. I'll show you what I've done recently. I chopped out both of the doors. I think I showed this in the last update with the saw blades from, what is it, Scale Motorsport. And I did bend this one a little bit, so that's a bit of a bummer. But these work great. And I used it for the trunk as well. I also, again, reputtied and resanded. But I also added in a pillar, styrene pillar, so I could cut out that thin plastic clear sheet and stick it in there, make it all fit nice. Oh, door's slipping off on the other side. Again, I reputtied the front a little bit. You know, that headlight area. There's the cutout trunk. I used the micro razor blades, and on this side you'll realize, oh, there's a door. And yep, that's what I did with the hinges, and they fit real nice. I just epoxied this one like 10 minutes ago, so it should be dry enough to handle. I also I scratch built this kind of side window back because it broke before. So that took a long time actually. Anyways, the brass rod and brass tubing just slides in and out really nice. And I actually got this off of Model Muse's channel. He has some cool tips. I'm just utilizing them here. Let's see if I can fit this back. It takes a little bit of time to fit it back properly because it's such tight fitment, but that'll make sure the doors won't fall off when moving it. But I made it so it could slide in and out and it wasn't permanent because I'll show you, because I actually put one in permanently. Well, not permanently, but I actually put the tubes and brackets in permanently with the epoxy, not the door, the brackets, for 2 reasons. One, so that I can take off this door and handle it during a paint like this, so I can just pull it off and then stick it on a piece of, I don't know, sticky tack or tape and then paint it separately. And 2, so that when the door... There we go. Anyways, so the second reason is because if you just had it strictly glued in place, it would rub up against the body of the car and risk paint damage. Even there, the wire is pulling out a bit. I don't know if you can see that arc. Okay. Let's see. You can see the wire pulling out as it rotates the door, and that's what I need. So when the door opens, I can pull it out a little bit if I need to, just so it gets the full swing of motion and it looks proper. And then I can also adjust how wide the gaps are between the door, because if it's all the way back here and there's a huge gap, that doesn't look good. But I can fix it, have it equal. So next up, I'll be gluing this in with epoxy. But another interesting thing, oh, and then I'll be doing the trunk after that as well. So that's another thing, and it's already marked. I just gotta cut out the tubes with my X-Acto blade, but there's the tube. It's very great. And then I also cut out the interior doors. As you saw, I showed one earlier, but I made kind of my own assembly process out of styrene rod. So I glued these panels on, which were from the multi-piece side part for the car, and I glued them on because I could just fit the dashboard in one piece very nicely, because otherwise, I mean, I can't set the dashboard nicely in between these two small pieces without it being crooked. So I decided to take the interior tub and I drilled 2 holes right there and there. Not these ones, those are the pins that I still have to fill for the door, originally, the interior part. And I took a little hand drill and I made it so it could fit, and it kind of clicks in place and it holds. So I'll be using glue on that too. And that also ensures that I can take this out and do it for paint also, which is super nice. And I also did the same thing with the back seat kind of interior panels. So I drilled a hole right there, and I made it so it fits the styrene rod. And this one actually does click into place. I don't know if you heard that, but it works really well because it just tucks in right in that corner area. And I had to make sure that when I do that, that the interior, or the back seats, sorry, not interior, will fit properly. And then I'll just, since these don't line up perfectly, I'll just glue them tight with probably BSI glue or something, I'm not too sure. And again, this also makes sure that I can, actually, this is more accurate if you're trying to effectively tape off a multiple piece or a multi-color interior, you have smaller bits to work with, so it's not like a huge kind of rectangle. It's easier to tape off in smaller chunks. There's a piece of bit on there. I think that's it for today's video. So that was a lot of, oh wait, no it's not. I also made 2 hinges. Sorry if this is a longer video, I'm a bit tired today. But I made some hood hinges, and you'll notice that there's only half. And that is because the way that the firewall is in the car, right here, it's in a way where it'll bump the other firewall piece. Oh my goodness, this camera doesn't focus. But see, that's where the firewall is, and that's where the hinges need to be. And actually kind of worked out, because this piece is already hollow, so that fits those hinges in there very nice. I'll just disguise it with black paint, and you won't be able to see it, because there's going to be wires and stuff, I'm sure. Anyways, I'll give you a little demonstration of how that's going to fit in there. So this top of the brass tube, oh my god, this camera, top of the brass tube will be glued onto the top of the car. Not the top of the car, but under here where I have it marked, about there, with epoxy. And then this firewall will just snap in, and the brass tube will kind of hold like that, and then it'll articulate up and down. Yeah, that's probably one of the bigger, one of the ones that kind of took me a lot of brain power. Well, not a lot of brain power, but it was a little bit confusing. Anyway, so that is actually it for today's video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss an upload from me, and stay tuned for more updates on this, because it's starting to pick up the pace a little bit, I think. So I'll see you guys next one. Goodbye.